Hey. Woo. I go hard, cuz. All right, you guys. I hope everybody's doing good. Happy Sunday. Y'all know I usually don't go live on Sundays. It's very rare, if ever. I might take a nap, though. Everybody was hitting me up like, you gotta go live. You gotta talk about Diddy's apology and what's going on. It is crazy. Social media is crazy. I wasn't expecting him to come out literally the next day and apologize. That definitely was not on my bingo card, but we're gonna talk about it, child. We definitely are. So welcome everybody. I hope you guys are doing good. Once again, happy Sunday. Before I get started, I know a lot of people are asking me how to find my deep dives, and so I did an update on my YouTube channel. So if you're a member, there's certain things that I post that's only for members that only members will see. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. This is where you go to find them. Give me just a second here. I think this this the right one? Yeah, this is it. Okay. So you go to my channel. And so it's my community feed. So when you go onto my channel, like this is the home, video, shorts, you go to the community tab and then you just scroll down. So like I just posted the link for today's live stream, and just keep scrolling. If you're a member, the member stuff will be at the top. It should be. But just scroll down and here it is. So hi everybody, here are the links to my deep dives, and then I have them posted. So that is how you find them. It's all in the community tab. So for people who are asking me, like, oh, I got a membership, but I can't find the videos, it's in that notification, and then you just click on there. And I posted all the links, not just for the Diddy deep dives. I talk about everything. I make a bunch of different, I have probably like 2 years worth of deep dive videos now. So you guys are free to watch them. But yeah, I hope everybody's doing good today. So it is a lot to cover. This whole apology, this hobo apology, is very interesting coming from the diddler. Okay, I will say that. When I first heard it, I felt nothing. I can tell he's upset. I can tell he's hurt, but it's not because of what he did. It's because he got caught, and that's how I'm taking it. It's because he's caught and people are seeing who he is in 4K. And I'm not even gonna say people, because I think for the most part, a lot of us, am I talking low or something? People keep saying they can't hear me. It sounds fine. Y'all should be able to hear me just fine. Turn up y'all's volume if y'all can't hear me. Let me check here. Okay, so everybody's, yeah, just turn up your volume, because any other time if I'm shouting, then y'all like, oh, you're too loud, turn down your microphone. And I'm like, no, turn down your volume. You control your sound. I'm not playing with my mic. We've had enough mic issues. Okay, good. So everybody can hear me? Yeah, just turn up your volume if you feel like I sound low. But I shouldn't, though. I also don't want the mic super close, because I feel like y'all can hear everything. Like if I swallow or smack, it's like right there. So I don't want it right in my mouth. That's freaky. Okay, so anyways, okay, so the apology. I feel like he's upset because, again, and this would be for anybody, right? We're all human. Anybody would be embarrassed if they're caught on camera, for everybody to see a visual representation of yourself when nobody is quote unquote looking, right? So, that's human nature. Of course, he's gonna be shocked and mortified. So it's a lot of nuances, and I'm gonna unpack this the best way I can. But let's start with the apology. Okay, so I think let's start there. Let's start with the apology from the diddler to Cassie. So let me share my screen here. I want to share this one. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and listen to this really quick here. I'm going to mute my microphone.
Sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I hit rock bottom. But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry. It's so difficult.
All right, child. So y'all just heard his apology. He said he's sorry. He's committed to being a better man each and every day. Um, you know, that was an old him. He's getting help and things like that. But I guess I'm confused because this was just a week ago in my Jay-Z voice. It was all good just a week ago. Last weekend was Mother's Day. And he took Mother's Day, which was a day for mothers, and Cassie is a mother, to low key taunt her and say things like, the truth will prevail, whatever the hell he wrote on his page last weekend. He was posting all these pictures of his mom and baby mamas and things like that. Even last weekend, you were saying that, the things brought against you were a lie. So that's the part that I'm not understanding, is that on top of the lawsuit, you coming out with your lawyer vehemently denying the lawsuit, but then settling within 24 hours, but then still coming out and saying that, you did nothing wrong. These are lies against you, allowing your dusty fans and your dusty friend, Stevie J and others, to sit here and act like this was some type of attack on the black man and, people are just going after a rich billionaire. But imagine the whole time he knew that this tape was out there. It just boggles the mind. So if this tape could be out here, because like I said, this man was in a hotel hallway. Okay, she snuck out the room. And he didn't even have enough gumption, enough self-control to say, damn, I'm in the hallway. I'm sure there's cameras here. Let me not act a fool. He's throwing vases, grabbing her, kicking her. And then because of the culture that we live in, where we put celebrity and fame over anything and everything, he was allowed to pay this hotel $50,000 for them to get rid of the evidence. Ask yourself, if this wasn't Sean Puffy P. Diddy Combs, if this was just, Sean Smith from the hood, and he was caught on camera doing this, and let's say Sean Smith had money, you know what I'm saying? Because not everybody who's not famous, not everybody's broke. Some people really do, they get a bag. So let's say regular degular Sean Smith with no fame contacted the hotel and was like, please let me buy the video off of y'all. I got 50 grand. You think the hotel would have took it? No. They would have sent it straight to the police, pressed charges and everything else. So this is a microcosm. This entire situation. I know a lot of people say that the hotel should be held accountable. Well, from what I learned last stream, the hotel is shut down. So I don't even know who they would hold accountable. But we got to look at the bigger picture. Okay? The fact that celebrity is so worshipped out here that it trumps morality, it trumps, integrity, being a good person. You see somebody beat like that, and you'd rather just take a $50,000 hush payment as opposed to taking it to the police. So he knew this tape was out there. He knew she wasn't lying, hence why he ran to settle within 24 hours. But people still said she was a liar. Remember, we had that black man on CNN yesterday, and again, I don't know who he was. He says he's a celebrity, and all his celebrity friends are shocked. They're appalled. Their feelings are hurt. Oh, Diddy, how could you? We had no idea he was this violent. We partied with him. We drank with him. We did the Diddy bop with him. And I'm like, bitch, where have you been the past 20 years? This is one of the most violent mother effers in the industry, okay? And we have receipts that date back years. So I don't want to hear all this Everybody's shocked now that it's in 4K. Did y'all cry tattoo tears when Shakir Stewart, before he supposedly took his life, was saying that he was being followed? He felt like somebody was following him because he was dating Kim Porter. Did y'all cry tattoo tears when Kim Porter was out here looking like this, nose broke, with a damn Band-Aid on it, trying to hold her nose together? One of the few pictures of Kim Porter, might I add? Might I add? Let me see if I have that picture of her with the Band-Aid on her nose. Thought I had it. Okay, I can't find it, but it's let me see. Oh, here it is. I found it. Hold on. It was in my trash bin. Okay. Let's see. Because, you know, this man yesterday on CNN was acting so oblivious to, you know, all the stuff concerning his friend. Just, you know, he was just so shocked. You know, again, the video is very shocking and very appalling, but they've been scrubbing the internet of this picture. It's been hard to find. That's Kim. After allegedly Diddy broke her nose on the yacht. Okay? We also have pictures of Cassie with bumps on her forehead and Band-Aids and bruises on her legs. So this man has had a violent history for years, and the industry ignored it because they liked him. He was popular. And in front of the cameras, you know, he's a good time. Okay? The whole thing is just, it's really sad and sickening, and I'm not buying this apology. This is an apology of a man who's been caught. He's embarrassed, and he knows the chickens have come home to roost. Okay? On top of that, let's also not forget platforms like the Breakfast Club and many others who platformed him over the years and allowed him to spew his nonsense. He's always shown you who he was. But a lot of people just didn't pay attention because of what? His money, fame, and status. But people who had common sense and discernment, we saw through the nonsense. This is not a good person. This is the same man who claims to be all about love, and, you know, now he wants to talk about God. But you got to ask yourself, what God is he worshiping? Because if he's really following the Bible's doctrines, you can't say that, you know, in relationships, you only give 75%. And the woman has to deal with the 25% of your BS, which includes cheating and being adulterous. See, you can't serve two masters. So let me go ahead and refresh y'all's memory. Because remember, this was him on the Breakfast Club in 2015. And what's very interesting is the person next to him on the Breakfast Club, which is his son, Christian Combs, who at that time was actually a teenager. Now he's a grown-ass man. But back then he was actually a teenager. So this is what this man is teaching his young son on how to value women, on, you know, what is to be expected in a relationship, that you should just be allowed to cheat. Oh, but the woman, oh no, she gotta hold you down. She's not allowed to have no side dick. But you can smash who you want to because you're a man with money, power, and prestige. But now he's hollering about God. So we're gonna watch this video real quick here. Fresh y'all's memory on this.
So nothing I can't deliver. What I can deliver, I've broken this down. What I can deliver out of a pie is I can promise you that I'm in a relationship with you like 25% of your time you're gonna just like feel like, ah man, I hate being here. Oh man, this guy, oh man, he cheated on me, he lied on me. That's 25%. You know what I'm saying? But then there's 75% of I'm gonna make you the happiest woman in the whole wide world. I'm gonna be there to support your dreams. I'm gonna be there to hold you, listen to you. I'm gonna be there to be your best friend. And I promise you'll smile the most. You know who I am. This is what it is. 25%, 75%. Which deal would you choose?
Now, for most of you guys, don't try this at home.
Don't try that at home.
Because
You gotta be
this
worth
probably
$1
isn't going to
billion
work for you.
to get down.
No, you have to be honest. Marriage is about honesty.
Not try this at home.
Marriage is about honesty. This is a different type of marriage. Let's go into a new time, a different type of marriage. Married men in here don't get, flustered. Let's be honest. I'm bringing 25% of some bull. Okay.
Now, can she tell you 25% of the time?
Look at his son.
You're gonna say the same thing to her and feel the same way, and
But,
the other
yeah.
75% of the time you'll be happy.
Yeah, but check this. If she could promise me the same 5% of the time, I'll take that.
Nah, girl, you can't cheat.
Because what?
And she can do the other 25%. You can't let the girls cheat, Diddy. No.
Nah. I didn't say. That was my list.
Oh, that's your list.
Oh, so our list is different.
Yeah, her list.
So y'all see it right there in 4K. He said that was his list. She can't cheat. She can't be out there, doing her and living her best life. Hell, from what we've seen from, the interviews that Gene Deal and Mark Courier put out there, they're not even allowed to leave because he's tracing them and tracking them down. And even though he's doing him, the whole time he was cheating, and he was dealing publicly with Jennifer Lopez. God forbid Kim had a whole relationship going on with anybody. He was ruining that for them and beating up guys and all types of stuff. He talks as if he's a pimp. That's really what he was. He was pimping Cassie and, having her sleeping with guys off of back pages and all types of sick stuff. But like I said, do you notice his child was there? So at this point, I believe the lawsuit that the white girl done put out on Christian Combs and what's said in that lawsuit. Look at his mentor. Look how his father is talking in front of him. And see, these were the seeds that they were planting to young men, that type of behavior is acceptable. Now, again, I don't care how people work their marriages. That's your business, right? But my issue is if you're allowed to sleep around and not really take your marital vows seriously, then I need to do the same thing. If you're going to be having side chicks, I need a side king, okay? Because you're not going to be out here diddy bopping and doing you, and I'm just sitting at home waiting for you to come and be a husband to me. We're not going to do that. What's good for the goose is damn sure good for the gander. So I can't stand when men talk like that, and it's supposed to be okay as long as they have money. Well, if that's the case, don't be married. Don't be in a monogamous relationship. Just be out here solo. There's nothing wrong with that. Marriage is not for everybody. A commitment is not for everybody. But quit playing with people's emotions. Quit selling women a dream and making them feel like, you want to be with them and only them when that's not your intentions. That was never this man's intentions. So for everybody acting like they're so shocked by his behavior, it's very strange. Again, I say, where have y'all been the past 20 years? A leopard doesn't change their spots. So, on top of the Breakfast Club video, we have a lot of little receipts we're going to get through here. For everybody, saying that, oh, it was just a one-time thing. He just made a mistake. We've never really known him to be violent. I talked about the UCLA situation where he had gotten arrested because the coach, was talking to his son, Justin, kind of spicy, and he felt away. Like, you're not going to be talking to my son crazy in front of me. And he picked up a kettleball and threw it at the UCLA coach and was arrested. Why are your children beyond reproach? You know how many times, the basketball coaches had to pull my son to the side and kind of, check him when he's made mistakes or wasn't doing the right thing? That's part of coaching. It's how your kids get better. But again, that arrogance, that narcissism. You don't have the right to talk to my son like you're talking to the rest of these peasants because he's Diddy's son. And he was so upset that he interrupted the coaching and threw a kettleball at him. But yet that man on CNN is acting like he had no idea. They were, oh my gosh, I can't believe he's that violent. He's done things like this in public. So now let me also refresh y'all's memory. Got a lot of... Who we want to talk about first? Well, since we're on Shakir Stewart, let's talk about Shakir Stewart. Then we'll get to the other people. Because he has a long case of just being violent and belligerent and ignorant. So I played y'all this video a few months ago when I did another video concerning Diddy. And I was telling you guys, a lot of y'all didn't know about Shakir Stewart. A lot of y'all didn't know about Kim's nose being broke. And that was the reason why it was broke, allegedly, because he found out that Shakir Stewart was dating Kim Porter. Even though he was doing his thing with J-Lo, Kim is his possession, and you're my doll, and I'm going to put you on the shelf, and when I get ready to play with you, then I'll take you down. That's how he literally treated a lot of these women. So we're going to watch this video here on Shakir Stewart's mysterious suicide. Give me just a second here. Okay. Let me mute my microphone.
In 2008, Shakir Stewart would replace Jay-Z as the executive vice president of Def Jam Records. Before he accepted the position, he had the contract for 2 weeks before he signed it. Upon signing, he reportedly told people close to him that he felt like he made a deal with the devil. Previous to this position, Shakir was responsible for signing Sierra while he was with LaFace Records and Rick Ross and Young Jeezy while he was with Def Jam before becoming executive vice president. Before his death, it's noted that this new position brought him a lot of stress, with the downturn in music sales not helping at all. Reportedly, L.A. Reid, the chairman of Island Def Jam at the time, had a 3-hour meeting with Shakir and would inform him that he no longer had his position. Before his death, Shakir is said to have been taking Ambien and was very paranoid about the feeling of people out to get him. Shakir would ultimately...
Remember that. He was paranoid, he couldn't sleep, and he felt like people were out to get him. Remember in Cassie's lawsuit, when he found out that Cassie was talking to Kid Cudi, he started sending people after her, after Kid Cudi, and they blew up Kid Cudi's car.
Be found dead in his home after pulling the gun on himself. Was it because of the depression from his job, or was it the result of a messy love triangle? We may never truly know.
All right, so that was the clip about Shakir Stewart. So a lot of people are now going back and looking at things like this and saying, you know, what really happened to that man? Because the last thing we knew, he was with Kim. Kim got, beat up and got her nose broke, allegedly. And then all of a sudden, he's so stressed out about his position, at the company, that he allegedly offed himself. But he was saying in his, the last few weeks of his life that he was very, very nervous. He was being followed. He was being tracked. He felt like he signed a deal with the devil. I'm just saying. So now let's also, for all the people who keep saying, oh, this was a one-time thing, everybody makes mistakes, the mush mouths. Y'all over here sitting here judging that man. Let's talk about, who remembers Steve Stout? All the 90s kids. Who remembers the drama? Because I couldn't even get into it the other day because I was just so blown and still triggered by the video. We got over 10,000 people in here. Please hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. We're trying to get to 1 million subscribers, child, and I'm doing it with integrity. Okay? I don't buy followers here. So please subscribe if you're not subscribed. But Steve Stout. Put a teacup if y'all remember back in the day. Remember the drama. This was back in 99. Okay, we were in high school. Shout out to, Gen X and the millennials. Diddy and Nas had a song together called Hate Me Now. You can hate me now, but I won't stop now. In that video, Diddy and Nas were trying to predict them. Were trying to make themselves out to be like Jesus Christ on the cross. And so they were using a lot of Christian imagery. People were not feeling it. It was very blasphemous, especially back then. Now anything goes. There's no morals. You can rap about your booty hole being brown. Nobody cares. You can rap about, having 10 abortions. Anything goes nowadays. But back then, there was still some morals in society, right? So people were really offended by this. They're like, you guys are rappers. You guys are not Jesus Christ. Why are y'all sitting here hanging on a cross? This is disgusting. So when this happened, they were getting calls. People were very upset. They wanted the video pulled from MTV. Diddy ended up going into Steve Stout's office. And Steve Stout wasn't just some rinky-dink, messenger boy who ran and got pizza. He was one of the top execs of the company. And he bursted into his office and whooped his ass. Hit him on the head with a bottle. Beat him really bad. This was all over the news back then. I'm going to read to you guys some of this article because a lot of stuff is being scrubbed off the internet. So you got to just remember shit from back then. But I was able to find this old article from the Los Angeles Times. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Let's see here. Where can I start? Okay. I'm trying to find the Sony on label. All right. I'm going to read this here. All right. So it says here, Columbia Records, the Sony-owned label that released Nas's music, delivered the video to MTV at 1 p.m. April 15th. About an hour later, Combs' pastor, Hezekiah Walker, contacted Stout and expressed his concern about the blasphemous imagery involving Combs in the video. Walker told the Times that he hung up the phone believing that the cuts would be made. Stout said he had no authorization to make such a promise. The video aired at 4:20 p.m. that day with the crucifixion scene intact. Sources close to Combs said Thursday that Stout and Columbia purposely aired the video to create a controversy, a claim that both parties adamantly deny. Stout and Columbia contend that they were waiting for further instructions from Combs and other officials at Bad Boy but never received them. As the video was rolling on MTV, Stout said he got an irate call from Combs. He just screamed into the phone and hung up, Stout said. The phone rang again, and then Stout answered it. A senior executive at Bad Boy told him that Combs was on his way over and that he was angry. Okay? About 10 minutes later, security camera videotaped Combs entering the 6th floor of the Universal headquarters with several accomplices, sources say. Stout says that Combs walked up to his desk shouting a word and punched him in the face. Stout said that Combs then beat him to the ground with a phone in front of two of Stout's associates. But this is the same man that y'all are trying to gaslight us and say, oh, we've never really known him to be violent. We as a celebrity community, we're in shock. This was, 20 years ago? And then they go on to say, Combs' alleged accomplices then joined in, so they started jumping him and repeatedly kicking him. They pummeled him with a chair and their fist. According to Stout, a third bodyguard blocked the exit as Combs overturned his desk and his accomplices trashed his office. I was laying there on the floor bleeding, said Stout, who was taken to a hospital for treatment for his injuries after the police interviewed him. My jaw and my head were swollen. I couldn't even move my arm. It was a traumatic experience. And in the middle of it all, I didn't know how to exactly feel. I was upset. I was embarrassed, scared, angry. As far as I'm concerned, this was an attempt on my life. The only reason I'm not dead is because they missed. Sources close to Combs denied the attack, suggesting Stout's injuries were the result of a fist fight between Stout and Combs. Okay. An allegation not contained in the police report. One source close to Combs said Stout is only pressing criminal charges because he hopes to file a civil suit that could lead to a lucrative payoff. Stout said he is considering a suit but denies any financial motivation. Okay? Combs turned himself in on April 16th and was arrested on charges of felony assault and freed on a $15,000 bail. Bad Boy bodyguard Paul Oftgard turned himself in 2 weeks later, and the third suspect, who sources say goes by the name D-Mac, is still at large. Okay? So he's claiming, again, just like with Cassie, oh, I didn't do anything. Oh, she's just trying to get money out of me. It's all money motivated, money, 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 money. Then we fast forward to a year later. Boom. Diddy pleads guilty to reduce charges in Hate Me Now case. He pled guilty. So he was very much guilty of that assault. And this was from September 1999. But again, they're trying to scrub all this off the internet. Sean Puffy Combs pleads guilty to harassment Wednesday, September 8th, in a New York case in which he had been charged with assaulting record executive Steve Stout with a chair, a telephone, and a champagne bottle. But this is the same man who decided to, out the blue, change his name to Brother Love. More like Brother Fisticuffs. Because this mofo can't keep his hands to himself. That's what y'all need to call him. Brother Fisticuffs. That's all he does is fight. Been fighting. So this is nothing new. And if I know this, you mean to tell me his celebrity friends, they have no idea about all of this stuff? That's why it's being scrubbed off the internet. You know, and matter of fact, let's go back tonight. Since we're here in the 90s, let me take y'all back to the Shine shooting. Let's go back to 1999. Remember this young lady, well, she's an older lady now, but back then she was, she was a young person. Natanya Rubin. Remember for years, it was said that Shine was the one who shot her. And for years she was saying it was not Shine. It was Diddy who shot me in the face. But because, again, his money, fame, and prestige, he was able to get off, and Shine ended up doing, 10 years or something like that in prison. And so she was speaking out a few months ago. She went viral. So we're going to go ahead and watch this really quick. For people just, all of a sudden shocked about this man's character. It blows my mind.
Hey, how you doing? So, here today about this latest lawsuit with the P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Puffy Combs, whatever you want to call them, lawsuit that has come out involving the producer Lil Rod. So basically his last two lawsuits, or last two major lawsuits, the one with Cassie, she made mention that Puffy made her carry his guns into nightclubs and wherever they went. And he threatened her to make her feel like she had to do so. And while there were lots of things of importance, that stood out to me. And I'm going to tell you why. In this lawsuit with the producer Lil Rod, they were both SA'd by him and threatened and physically harmed. But in this lawsuit, he appears to be a very young producer to me. But he said something very specific. As a means of threatening him, Puffy said, that's why I shot up the club in New York back in 1999 and let Shine take the fall for it. Let me tell you why that's of utmost importance to me. Because I am the woman who he shot in the face.
All right. So y'all just heard her. She went viral not too long ago. And she talked about it because, again, Gen Z, and I guess Gen Alpha, I don't know why they're on the internet, but, they were trolling her and saying that she was a liar. She was chasing clout. This happened before half these kids on the internet who be just loud and wrong. Half y'all weren't born. The other half of y'all were in Pampers back then. But y'all be trying to tell grown folks who were here what happened. Like, y'all weren't there. Y'all were not here during the Puffy days. So y'all can't be trolling people and trying to tell them about themselves when you weren't even alive. That's her story. She knows who shot her. She's been saying that for years. She didn't just come on the internet and say this. She was saying this back in 99, that Diddy shot her in the face. And Shine is the one who took the rap for that. So, again, this man has had a violent history for years. And everybody wants to sit here and pretend to be shocked and, so appalled. This is how this man has gotten down for a long time. There's been many stories of him putting hands on people, men and women. Let me see here. We got some more clips here. Let's see. Okay, watch that one. Who remembers Miss Jones from back in the day? She was like a young, messier version of Wendy Williams, New York radio personality. And she did an interview that went viral a few months ago on Art of Dialogue, where she said that Diddy had threatened to put her in the trunk of his car, and Little Kim basically low-key had to save her life. But again, y'all keep wanting to act so shocked about this video and, oh, I just can't see Diddy doing this. Now we're going to listen to what Miss Jones had to say.
Not my house or my car or anything like
Good
that.
night!
No, I don't. Because I don't. He already threatened to put me in the trunk of a car.
What?
And it's on tape. You know when we take you back in the room to do commercials? After you do an interview on the radio, and we take you in the back, and he didn't know that the tape was running. And if I hadn't heard it, I wouldn't have believed it. And Little Kim said, leave Jonesy alone. Jonesy don't hurt nobody. Stop. Yep. You saved me. You're my hero. Yep.
That was Miss Jones. She's a legendary radio personality from years ago. So this man's violence knows no bounds. You know, it's crazy. Oh yeah, Jay Oliver said he also got Wendy Williams fired from her job. Yeah, because Wendy was one of the ones who had leaked the video of him with like some guys. He was doing some, bisexual, stuff, and she put it out there, and he ended up getting her fired. Yep, I remember that back in the day. Let's see here. Got a few more receipts. Okay, so we also have Mark Curry talking about, Diddy's violent behavior. And he was talking about this about 5 months ago before this ever came out. So, again, all these people acting so shocked and bewildered. It's just, I'm shocked that people are shocked. I really am. That people are shocked by this man's behavior. So we're going to listen to what Mark Curry had to say really quick here.
And you said that you seen him get physical with his own artists?
Meaning like producers, mainly the hitmen. Mainly the producers. And what I mean by physical, it'd be like sometimes it might be a physical fight between him and someone else. And you say, wow, you're fighting even with your own artists. You're fighting when you go home. You're fighting with people in your office. You're fighting with your girlfriend. You're fighting with me. You just want to fight everybody, don't you? And that's what, when you think of that name, that might be what he defines bad boy. It's really about that energy that he feels like what makes him. That's what makes him. He's I always seen violence in him, man. Not only so we can say females, yes. I seen him violent with women. I seen him violent with dudes. I seen him try to be violent with me. That didn't work. It ain't even go as far as you could throw me. I'm a grown man. I just how you talk to me and all of that, I respect you, you respect me back. If you have a problem respecting me, I have a hard time respecting you. I don't care how much money you got. Money don't mean nothing to me.
Okay. For everybody wanting to be shocked and, oh my gosh, and everybody makes mistakes. Yeah, everybody makes mistakes, but we also got to look at patterns of behavior. This man has been violent for a long time. And did you guys hear how he said he would be violent with the producers, with the hitmen? Well, who were the hitmen back in the day? All my Gen X and millennials. Who were the hitmen? Stevie J. He's one of the biggest producers on Bad Boy at the time. Okay? Stevie J at this point in time, I think he's a battered spouse. He just won't leave Diddy alone. They fell off years ago. Diddy put hands on him allegedly. They fell off for years. And it wasn't until Stevie J got on Love and Hip Hop and started getting more fame again that Diddy was willing to even associate with him. Now you got Stevie J out here, running behind Diddy and defending him, and in interviews, even on his comment section, putting up prayer hands and hearts and everything. He comes off like a battered wife at this point. He been whooping your ass for the past 20 years, Stevie J. When are you going to get out? When? He said it. He was putting hands on the hitmen. He literally reminds me of one of them old battered wives. It's just like, well, I've been here, since he took all my youth and my teeth and my hair. Nobody else will want me, so I'm just stuck here. That is the energy that Stevie J gives me, because I've never seen a grown man cape for another grown man so much. And I'm very sure that Stevie J knew that tape was out here somewhere, since they're so close. Remember when he was getting head on camera with his nasty ass, when that black lady was interviewing him, Leah from the Lemonade channel or something like that, Leah, when she was interviewing Stevie J, where was he getting head at? Remember, he was at Star Island at Puffy's house. It's insane. Somebody called him a battered husband. I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It's like him and Meek Mill has some type of Stockholm syndrome. And then look how bad Stevie J has disrespected the women in his life. For Mimi, she went through hell with Stevie. Jocelyn, Faith Evans. And not to mention the countless baby mamas. So, I mean, the whole thing is just, it's insane. This man has a history of this. And that's one thing I'm going to do. I'm going to bring receipts. So let's see what else here. Oh, yes, I want to also play this Mark Curry talking about the love triangle with Shakir Stewart and Kim. So we're going to listen to this really quick, too.
Shakir Stewart, when he went to L.A. Reid party, hit him with the chair.
So this name came up, and I'm like, wait a minute. Shakir Stewart. Who the heck is Shakir Stewart? I said, nobody mentioned a Shakir Stewart. This is my first time, and I'm already, 58 minutes in my dialogue. This is how it was. Me looking at days of stories, catching up on.
Okay, I don't know who she is. I thought it was going to be him talking. Yeah, she must have just got here. I don't see how she didn't know who that was, but it's all good. She's learning, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, who is it? Which I heard the first clip of him talking about Shakir Stewart. I hate when you like the screenshots, you think it's gonna be the person talking, then all of a sudden it's a whole nother conversation. Like, who is this? And then she's confused. She's not adding any new dialogue. Okay, ma'am, go find out who Shakir Stewart is, and I'll be back. Bless her heart. But yeah. But yeah, sometimes you gotta laugh to keep from crying. You know, the whole situation is just, it's crazy. It really is. And I don't feel bad for him. I just feel like at this point in time, you know, he's done a lot to a lot of people, and it's called karma. You know, it just is. The energy that you put out there, you get back eventually. And it seems like he's done more harm than good to a lot of people. You know, he's an energy vampire, and I've been saying this for years. This man has no real talent. I mean, let's keep it real. Outside of, you know, the fame and, you know, connections, he does have hella connections. He's not talented. He doesn't sing. He doesn't really rap. He doesn't write any of the stuff. He can parrot things, right? You can give him lyrics and say, hey, here go the lyrics. Here goes the reference track. Copy, rinse, and repeat. That's not a talent. A talent is being able to sit in front of somebody and show your talents and show your skills live. The same way he would making the band kids sit up and rap for hours and, you know, sing and battle each other. Diddy could have never done that. He doesn't have real talent. He's an energy vampire. Even the song to Big, remember in the deep dive that I did, the song to Big, he didn't even write that. And then took all the money, the publishing on Missing You. Who was the man who wrote the raps for Missing You? Okay, the rapper who actually wrote Missing You. Sauce Money. Remember, I did a whole section on Sauce Money in my deep dive. I think it was volume 3. So let me share this. Even the tribute to his so-called best friend, He didn't even write it. Sauce Money wrote it. And then what was so messed up, Sauce Money didn't get any of the money. Diddy got, because, you know, he didn't get anything cleared. He went and used Sting's song, you know, by the police. He didn't get it cleared because he didn't care. He was just trying to race to make some money off of Biggie's death. So he didn't go through the proper channels. He just released the song because he knew back then it didn't matter. You know, he's still going to get the physical copies when people ran to go buy the singles and stuff like that. And then he would deal with the consequences of the publishing later. So then he ended up getting all the publishing to Sting. Until this day, Sting and his white family are making generational wealth and money off of that song, off of a black man's death. But the black man who died and the black man who actually wrote the lyrics to the song get none of that. Get none of that. This is how devious this man is. Because it was all about self. He didn't care what the splits were, the publishing, because he knew he was going to get the money right there and then. And most people don't even know who Sauce Money is. He wrote a lot of hits. Yeah, Antoinette, nothing. He got nothing from that. When I tell you, growing up, that after Biggie died, right? So after Biggie was killed, then Shine came in and Mace. Those artists were the ones who literally kept Bad Boy afloat. Shine, then he goes to jail. Mace literally had that label on his back. He's the one who wrote More Money, More Problems. But then they ended up taking it from him, giving it to Big. G-Dep wrote a lot of songs. Black Rob wrote a lot of stuff. Remember the No Way Out when I broke that down in Volume 3. That whole No Way Out album was basically written by Black Rob, The Lox, G-Dep. They'd be in the studio for hours, writing, mixing, producing, while Diddy is out in the club and chasing women and doing him and, you know, walking runways. And then he'll come, they give him his verse, he'd parrot it, and then he's out. But then he gets all the props. He gets all the props. He's an energy vampire. He gets all the props for the blood, sweat, and tears that all of these people put in collectively. When you're a good person and you're making money like that, hand over fist, there's no reason why everybody wasn't eating. Especially when these are the people who got you to where you're at. There's no reason why all of those men were not able to eat and be just as successful as Diddy. So yeah, the whole thing is just, it's insane. You know, the way he treated people. And somehow people are still sitting here shocked by his behavior. Let me see here. I think I got something else. Okay, so now the lawyer. Oh, yeah. I wanted to point this out. If you guys remember during the BET Awards, he was sending that shout out to Cassie. And I think that now that we've seen his apology, everything is making sense. He knew all this was coming down the pipeline, and he's trying to get ahead of it. So let's go ahead and listen to this really quick here.
Yeah, and also Cassie for holding me down in the dark times. Love. And once again, I gotta thank Harlem, Boogie Down, Bronx, Queens, Mount Vernon, all of New York. Yeah.
Child, not my face. Okay. So you heard him give Cassie a shout out and say, thanks for holding me down during the dark times. In his apology, he also mentions how he was in a dark place. Okay. I think this is kind of what happened. This is just me guessing. You know, I have no real proof. But I think what it is that for a lot of these people in the industry, the money's not money in. The industry, the music industry especially, they're dying, they're going through it. Streaming is not, you know, paying off like it once was. You know, barely get any type of physical copies. That's where they made a bulk of their money back in the day. The money's not moneying. And when you're somebody like Diddy, you have to be able to maintain that lifestyle. Because everybody knows him for his opulence, his huge parties, his mansions, and everything else. And to maintain that lifestyle and facade, it's a very expensive lifestyle to maintain. I believe this is why he went and he made the Love album, because he was hoping this was another chance for him to get back in the good graces of the public and, drop this album about love. And, we need to go back to R&B and go back to a place where we used to love each other. Very interesting from such a violent man who will come to, fisticuffs and blows at any given time. But okay, Brother Love. So he drops the Love album. So in the time that he's making this Love album, he has Little Rod working for him. He has Little Rod literally there day and night producing, doing all the work, the writing, and he was promising him a good amount of money, credits, possible Grammy nominations. And he tried to cheapen his way out of it, because that's what a narcissist will do. They'll talk with a forked tongue. They'll promise you all the things in the world. And so Little Rod was smart enough to say, you know what? He's really not to be trusted. He snaked so many people. Let me make sure that while I'm here at his house for the next, 6 months to a year, that I'm collecting receipts. And that's what Little Rod was doing. So as he's collecting receipts and, Diddy is pressuring him to get the Love album done and everything else, I believe that, this whole thing with Cassie, we know that the statute of limitations in New York, that was getting ready to expire. I believe at some point, because he was paying Cassie some type of payment. That had already been discussed. He was paying some type of payment, call it hush money, I don't know. But I think what happened is he really couldn't pay the payments anymore. The money was not money. And so he really couldn't afford to keep paying her. He couldn't afford to pay Little Rod what he owed him. But through that, with his arrogance, he was just like, well, F it. Y'all do what y'all got to do. It don't matter. I'm so big that nothing can ever destroy my reputation and career. And then also remember, he's also into with Diageo, the liquor brand. Because see, when you're doing okay financially, you're not going to 20, 30 years later start crying about how you're not getting a decent portion of Ciroc and De Leon tequila. Excuse me? You're not getting a portion? Well, when we were raised as kids, we were told that you owned Ciroc. Only to find out 20 years later, this fool was nothing more than a glorified influencer. He's basically doing the same thing that a lot of us have done on YouTube and on Instagram, promoting a product. Here goes some Jergens lotion. It feels so good on my skin. You guys, make sure you guys go out and buy this. This is the best lotion in the world. But the way that it was fed to us as young Black kids watching all this, we thought that this man owned Ciroc, that he built it from the ground up, only to find out this man owned like 1%. No, he didn't even own. He was just paid. He was an influencer to promote that. So then he sees everything that's going on with George Clooney and Casamigos, and George Clooney is making big money off of Casamigos. George Clooney was smart with his deal, and he started getting jealous. How dare he come in after me with with Diageo, and now he's damn near, almost a multi-millionaire, billionaire, whatever, off of his liquor brand. Everybody's talking about. He has all these promotions. Because remember, Ciroc been around forever. Casamigos, for the most part, just got here. And so he felt away. Started running his mouth and crying about racism and unfair treatment from Diageo and the Grammy board. And, remember, in 2021, 2022, was a lot of complaints coming from Brother Love about unfair treatment. And remember, I drug him every time he cried about that. Unfair treatment. Racism. This is coming from the man who treated his own Black artists like trash. Remember, when he did that Grammy speech, that's when Mace came out, the woodwork, and started dragging Diddy, came out with the diss song against Diddy. Like, how dare you want these white corporations to treat you a certain way, but you don't even treat people who look like you in a good way? Everyone that you have used and stepped on look just like you. But now you're crying about unfair treatment from these white corporations. The irony. The irony. So I feel like between that, because remember, Diageo was not playing with him. They took him to court too. He tried to sue them. They countersued. And they got way more money than he does. So I think between that, being tied up in lawsuits and, you know, him just out here looking bad, doing too much, and then, you know, Cassie, whatever payments he was having to pay her, Little Rod also wants his money. Other producers want their money from the Love album. Remember, Young Berg, he came out a while back and blasted Diddy because he was also supposed to work on the album, and he wasn't trying to pay him. And then all of the connections that Young Berg made, or Hitman, and whatever he's going by now, but I know him as Young Berg. Whatever connections he was connecting Diddy with certain artists, Diddy ended up basically circumventing Young Berg and just going to those artists directly. Do y'all remember that interview that Young Berg was talking about that? Put a tick if y'all remember that. Because he was blasting Diddy probably like a year ago, before these lawsuits even came out, that he's a shady guy. Hitmaker, okay, thank you, that's his name now, Hitmaker. I still call him Young Berg. Hitmaker. I called him Hitman. Oh, yeah, I knew it was something with a hit. I knew it had something to do with a hit, child. Like Hitman, something, whatever he going by now. Okay, Hitmaker. But yeah, he was Young Berg back in the day. Okay, so y'all remember that interview? Okay, good. So I just think, it was a lot of things compiling on him. And again, being very, very narcissistic, he felt like, okay, fine, whatever. If they want to sue, nobody's going to believe them. I'm Diddy, you know. And the problem is, like I said, Cassie was the perfect victim because she was unproblematic. I think because remember the Asian girl came out, was complaining about Diddy putting hands on her. People ignored her because all she does is sit on Twitter all day and go back and forth with Carisha. You never got that from Cassie. So she was the perfect victim to take him down. Because you really didn't hear a peep from Cassie. Unlike the other girls that he was dealing with, just young and messy. So they can be easily dismissed as attention seekers, wanting clout. You can't do that with Cassie. And then once Little Rod came out, it made even more sense. And then also, let's not forget Jonathan Odie, the man that was in the interrogations. And his interrogation came out, almost like 5 years before any of this. And what he was describing his interrogation, verbatim, matched what Cassie was saying in her lawsuit, matched what Little Rod was saying in his lawsuit about these freak-offs. And he said DJ Khaled and Rick Ross were gay and were sleeping with Diddy too. Where's Rick Ross now to talk about this? He wouldn't shut the fuck up about BBL Drizzy. Why is he so quiet about this? Huh. Interesting. So, yeah, I feel like when I go back to that BET award and he's trying to, thank Cassie, I felt like that was like a low-key threat. Like, thank you for, remember my dark times? I think he knew. He knew. Imagine if he would have settled behind the scenes, it would have never became public. But because of his arrogance, he felt like they can do whatever lawsuit. I don't have to pay them. Nobody's going to believe them anyways. And he took a gamble and it blew up in his face. It blew up. And I also think too that, because I found out after my stream that I did on Friday that the feds supposedly sent that video to CNN. I thought it might have been somebody on Cassie's team that possibly leaked it because of how much trolling she was getting over Mother's Day weekend, because he wouldn't stop posting pictures and all that, and people kept adding her. But they're saying that the feds sent that over to CNN. What I find interesting is that his narcissistic twin, his son, Christian, wanted to come out with that diss song. Remember, he was going at 50 Cent and said that the feds, oh, you know, we don't care about y'all raiding our house. Y'all didn't even get the right house anyways. We got another property next door. Just saying all this foolish stuff in his songs. So the feds are like, okay, you think it's sweet. You must not really know what we have on your dad. Now, remember, all the Dusties were telling us when this came out, when his home was raided, all the Diddy Dusties were saying that there's no proof and how dare they, you know, treat these boys like that as if they're children. You know, they're doing this, they're disrespecting this black man's home and it's not that serious and they didn't even get anything. And it's like, what makes you think that if there wasn't probable cause, that a judge would not sign off on a warrant to have 3 of his homes raided? There had to be something there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. A judge is not going to sign off on that type of warrant and execute that type of search if there's not something there. That should be common sense. The feds do not pounce until they have garnered enough evidence over the years to pounce, because they want to keep that 98% conviction rate. So so it's just crazy that people really thought that, you know, this was just a conspiracy to take him down. And then they're saying, you know, how dare they show up with guns? And do y'all cry for the average, you know, black or Mexican or white family that gets raided? Do y'all cry for the children in those homes that their parents are cooking meth and their homes get raided? No, y'all don't. I'm not about to shed not one tear for some nepotism babies because they had to sit on the grass because their daddy ain't shit. Absolutely not. If anything, they were handled a lot better than regular folks. We talked about home raids, you know, a few streams ago, because there was something that happened in my neighborhood growing up. And they tear people's shit up. His home didn't look that bad on the inside, if you ask me. I've seen a lot worse. So, you know, the whole thing is just, it's very interesting, like how people had so many excuses for him as if he was just beyond reproach. And then when you think about it, I feel like that was a way to like just kind of not only shut up the naysayers, but also stick it to Christian Combs and also let Diddy know, like, you're getting way too comfortable. You must think things are sweet. So now we're going to leak this video. Since you're up here posting about, you know, the truth shall, you know, the truth will come out and all this other nonsense. They put the video out there. But unfortunately, because of statute of limitations, they're not going to be able to press any charges. The statute of limitations is a wrap. But the video was put out there for a reason. So for him to now try and come out and apologize is insane. Because just a week ago, you was talking about, you know, people, you know, are lying and the truth will be out and this and that. Oh, he was feeling himself last weekend. You couldn't tell him shit, all the stuff he was posting. Now he's somber, about to break down, looking like he's out there in Bali with Russell Simmons. Lil Duval was saying that earlier, and I was like, okay, when I'm looking at the background, I'm like, it does look like some type of Bali shack. So maybe Lil Duval is onto something. If you look at the background of that video, it looks like he's somewhere tropical, child. Look at this background. Look right here. It looks like he's somewhere tropical. It looks like he's somewhere tropical, hideout, child. He's over there. He's with Russell Simmons. He's going to be the next one screaming and hollering about yoga. Oh, yeah. So now Cassie's lawyers, they have issued a response. They've issued a response here. So we're going to read that to y'all. So Meredith Feiertag, who's a partner at Wigdor LLP, released a statement. So let's see here. She says Combs' most recent statement is more about himself than the many people he has hurt. When Cassie and multiple other women come forward, he denied everything and suggested that the victims were looking for a payday and that he was only compelled to apologize once his repeated denials were proven false, shows his pathetic desperation, and no one will be swayed by his disingenuous words. So that is what she had to say about that. Yeah, it looks like he's in a tropical location. So, yeah, them lawyers are not playing. They're not playing. They're responding to all his nonsense. So I don't feel bad for him at all. Let me see with something else. Oh yeah, TD Jakes, he wanted to talk about domestic violence today. Child. We'll listen to a little bit of it.
Pray for women who are living in danger in their own house. And there was something about the way she said it, and I know she's watching right now. There was something about the way she said it. It was a...
Okay, I don't care. I don't care enough to hear his whole sermon. I just hit him with the clown emoji and kept scrolling on my timeline. It's very interesting that he's taken this moment. Mr. Have you ever been swallowed? Is taking this time, to speak about domestic violence as if this is something new. This is nothing new. And it's also interesting. I don't know. I didn't listen to the whole sermon. Maybe he did bring up Diddy. Y'all can write in the comments if y'all heard him talk about Diddy. He seems to be talking about, women going through domestic violence. How about you talk about your homeboy, the one that you was, at his parties and kicking it and everything else? Why not address the Diddy situation? Don't just talk about women who've gone through domestic violence. That's nothing new. Talk about your own friend and that videotape. So I don't care what this power bottom has to say. Next. Yeah, don't care. And then Kelly Price is trending because she's in his comments, child, caping. So we're going to look at that real quick here. I'm going to read this to y'all. This is what Kelly Price wrote. She says, "It is my sincere prayer that the power of the Holy Ghost overtakes you so that you not only have a change of heart, but a change of mind and a change of direction. I have seen you at your best and at your worst. I know that you are capable of being when we're at the best, despite the seductions of this industry. I want to see you, and I want to see you soon too. This is in the business, but I need you to pray, and I need you to receive from the Most High. I need for those prayers to take place sincerely. You are a unique talent, and both sides that represent light and darkness receive your exact... What the fuck is she writing? This is like the hardest statement to read. Sounds like a bunch of mushmouth bullshit. Do you know who God is? Lean not until your own understanding, but all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Girl, sit down. This only is it just sounds like a bunch of nonsense. Anyways, Kelly Price. They barely even showed you in the More Money, More Problems video. We didn't realize that was you until we got grown. So girl, sit down. He wasn't even giving you no shine, and that was a damn multi-platinum record. A lot of people had no idea that was Kelly Price in that More Money, More Problems video in that big ass TV screen singing and shit. Girl, if you don't sit down, he wasn't even claiming you back then. She needs to stop. She needs to stop. Somebody said she was in a DV relationship. Oh, wow. Yeah, she sounds crazy as hell. Talking about his talent in the industry and everything else. Girl. But see, that's the problem. You're more worried about still being in with the in crowd and the good old boys than just calling out right is right, wrong is wrong. And I see a lot of people saying, and maybe because it's Sunday, so people are being super spiritual today, but I see people saying things like, oh, who are we to judge? And, God is the only judge, jury, and executioner. Yes, of course. But the thing is, we live in a world of social media and commentary, and we're going to have opinions. God is still free to judge him. You know what I'm saying? But we also have the right to state our opinions on how we feel about any said situation. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's very interesting now that people want to keep bringing up God and God and God. God has nothing to do with this. This really, all of this nonsense is because of man and people worshiping false idols like Diddy. Y'all have literally deified this man for the past 30 years to the point where he was so comfortable that he thought he could run into a hotel hallway with just a towel on and beat the brakes off of a young woman. That's how much the industry and people deified him and made him feel like he was just above reproach. That he could literally steal publishing and put it under his children's name and under his mom's name. And that was acceptable to people. But it's wrong when the white record labels do it. It's wrong when they don't pay artists fairly, but it's okay when he does it. So like I said before, I think like all of this is a bigger microcosm of society, you know, and even like how we treat women and children. You know, the violence that's just acceptable. And I just think it's sad. And I'm not saying that people don't have issues in relationships and things don't happen. But let's not normalize this and act like, you know, all should be forgiven with just prayer. No, there's consequences. And that's okay. If this was just think about this. This was your neighbor, right? Your neighbor in your apartment building, your neighbor in your neighborhood, and it was caught on a ring cam. And you see your neighbor beating the brakes off of his wife. There wouldn't be all this undue sympathy and, you know, let go and let God. Like, take his ass to jail and let him face his consequences. Maybe he does 6 months in jail. Maybe he does 2 years in prison. But there's consequences for everybody's actions. Why is it that when it comes to a celebrity, all of a sudden, you know, it's just prayer and a hug? No. When it's regular people, you got to go before a magistrate. You got to go to court. You got to go before a judge. Nobody just pray for them. They'll be all right. If you get caught right now with a bunch of e-pills and you're getting ready to go, you know, sell drugs and you get caught, nobody's just going to say, oh, well, you know, all should be forgiven. We all make mistakes. No, you got to go to court, okay? And possibly do time. So I feel no ways. If this was a regular person, nobody would be talking all this mush-mouth prayer stuff. They would say, go and face your consequences, do your time, and then redeem yourself. But people have the right to either support or not support. And you can't shame people who are like, no, I don't fool with him. He's trash. You can't say that, oh, you know, if you don't support him, you're a coon or you want the black man to go down. That's silly. Why would, like, it's not even anything to take, like, glee in. But why would me and whoever, like, just want this random black man to go down? How about we do uplift the black men who are actually doing the right thing, who are actually fathers, who are not out here making broken homes and being Rolling Stones? There's a lot of good black men in the industry, but they don't see the light of day. They're not propped up like the Diddys and the Jay-Z's and things like that. So again, that's on society. So let me go ahead and read some of these super chats here. It's almost 6:30. I've been on here for an hour, almost an hour and a half. Okay, we got over 13,000 people in here. Please hit the like button, y'all. If you guys are enjoying this stream, please hit the like button. Also, make sure to subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. So let's see here. Ace sent $349, says, it is 5 a.m. in Bangkok, Thailand. To my queen, I'd like to tell you how amazing your app is. I'm in tears. Massive thanks, T. I'm finally getting notifications because YT be playing around. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. Yes, if you guys don't know, I do have an app. The app gives you notifications right away. So if you're not getting your notifications when I go live on YouTube, go and download the Lovelyti app. That's what it's called. It's on Apple. It's in the Apple Store and it's in the Google Play Store. So I think it's like the Lovelyti TV app or something like that, but it's a dope app, child. Go ahead and download it. Anytime I drop a video, if I go live, you will be notified instantly. So And then we'll also be doing like call-in shows on the app too. So that's coming soon. Let's see here. Maya Martin says, I just want to say I love you and I love watching you. Thank you so much, Maya. I appreciate you and welcome. And I'm happy that you're here joining us today. So thank you. Let's see here. Selena Sim599 says, what is he sorry for? Shake my head. The video is from 2016. Catching a live from Belgium. Wow. Shout out to all my people here from Belgium. Yeah, and that was the thing too. Like, when you say sorry, like, I know that's one thing, like, you're supposed to tell kids. Like, you don't, when you tell a child, like, okay, go and tell that person sorry, and they go up there like, sorry. No. You don't just say sorry. Tell them what you're sorry for. And that's what I got from Diddy. He didn't apologize to Cassie. He didn't say, Cassie, I'm sorry for all the pain, the humiliation, the fact that I lied on you and said that, that you were just trying to get me for my money. He didn't apologize to her. He just said a very blanketed sorry. So that way it's like, I'm going to say it just enough to cover my tracks, but to not admit to really doing anything wrong. Because he damn sure didn't apologize to Misa for putting hands on her and chasing her where she had to run under her car. He didn't apologize to Kim, didn't mention Cassie's name. So for me, like, what are you really sorry for? He's just looking for sympathy. Let's see here. What's up, Marlon? Marlon sent $20. Says, you and Wendy Williams have been talking about Diddy and his behavior for years. That's why I'm not shocked about any of this. Yes, if you are a real tea sipper, you already know. We've been covering Diddy probably longer than anybody else because everybody else was, huge fans of his. I was not. So I'm glad. You're an OG, so I already know. So thank you so much. I hope you're enjoying your day, Marlon. Let's see here. Jackie Charles says, I love your videos. Thank you for being you. Thank you so much, Jackie. I appreciate you, sis. Let's see here. Beautiful Heart says, keep your apology. We do not believe you. 100. Yeah, I definitely agree. Thank you. Todd French says, imagine how much of a narcissistic person he truly is. Not to even destroy the tape after he purchased it. Shake my head. He can therapy that apology in the trash. That is a really good point. That is a good point. Because he bought the tape off of the hotel for 50 grand. So was he going back and just playing it, like enjoying some type of sick pleasure? Because, yeah, why would you buy it and then keep it to where it could be found years later when he could have burnt it? So that's a really, really good point. I appreciate that, Todd. Let's see here. Melanin Queen. What's up, sis? She says, it would be a low down, dirty shame if anyone aligned themselves with this man. That is him. It isn't the money itself. Money only magnifies who the person really is before they acquired the wealth. Yes, sis, I definitely agree. People say that money is the root of all evil. It's not money. Money is just an inanimate object that we put a lot of, we put a lot of value in, right? It's not the money. It's what people are willing to do for that money. It's what people allow the money to do to them. Money, like, you can always tell people who never really had any money because once they get it, they just go crazy. They're arrogant. They start talking down to people. They really switch up because they never had any. But people who have had it or who still, have integrity about themselves, it's like, okay, cool, this money is a blessing, but also money is not everything. You know what I'm saying? So there's good money and there's bad money. And so that's what people have to like really watch out for because all money is not good money. And I think for him at some point in time, he lost track and he felt like all money was good money and it's not. And here we are today. Let's see here. Lovely One Cent 5 says, I lost my left hearing from a piece of shit like Diddy. Been deaf over 30 years. My life hasn't been the same since. His video was haunting to watch. Wow. I'm so sorry to hear that. Yeah, it's real. I know there was a lot of people who left comments in the last video that I did, my last live stream. And there were quite a few women in there, saying that they're still like physically scarred. They have scars on their bodies to this day from, domestic violence situations and things like that. So, I mean, it gets real. It gets very, very real. So I'm very sorry that you went through that. So thank you for sharing your story. Rodney Thompson sent $9.99 says, well, he has a YouTuber apology, and Christian had the nerve to defend him. Also, Charlemagne the God better give him Donkey of the Day tomorrow. Thank you so much, Rodney. Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see what the Breakfast Club does, because the Breakfast Club has been sucking his peen, for months now. We need to wait and see what happens. And, every excuse in the book they've made for this man. You can tell who's all on Revolt's payroll. Even Revolt TV had to come out with a statement yesterday, distancing themselves even further and acting like they had no idea, that he could be this violent. It's bullshit. Because I just showed you at the beginning of the stream, his trail of violence over the past 20 to 30 years. So they all knew, but they didn't care because, again, of who he was. So thank you for the super chat, Rod. Let's see here. Maya Martin sent $4.99 says, also cult leaders rename themselves. Oh, yeah, they do. Brother Love. There was actually a cult leader. A lot of people don't know this. I had talked about it in the Volume 4 deep dive. But there was a cult leader back in the day that lived on Star Island. He was selling marijuana. He was like a big drug trafficker. But guess what that cult leader's name was? Brother Love. You can research it yourself. Yep. They had the same exact name. Both had places on Star Island. Coincidence? I think not. Let's see here. Rena Black says, my dad was like Diddy. Oh my gosh, how did my page refresh? Where did it go? My page just refreshed. Hold up. Okay, here we go. Rena Black. All right. So she says, my dad was like Diddy. I can assure you his kids have witnessed him hitting women. Oh, I believe it. I believe it. Oh, y'all didn't know about that cult leader? Oh, yeah. Y'all got to watch my deep dives. It's in the Volume 4. Yep. Esmeralda. Yep. But Rena, I'm sorry you went through that as a kid. But yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely believe that his kids witnessed him, putting hands on Kim and Cassie. And like I said, just the fact that he's that bold, even talking in that Breakfast Club interview like that with his teenage son there at the time, tells you like how he probably talks to his boys about how they should treat women and how, you're the prize and, these girls will do anything for you. But then meanwhile, he wants to act like his daughters are beyond reproach and nobody better not touch his daughters and all this nonsense. Meanwhile, he had no problem putting his hands on somebody else's daughter. He had no problem putting his hands on their mother, so it's a really twisted game. And it's sad that some men think that is okay. And when kids see domestic violence situations, it's something they never get over. Really traumatizes kids. It definitely affects the girls because then sometimes girls equate that with love. Like if my man is not yelling at me and putting hands on me, that means he doesn't love me. And then with young boys, they'll internalize it thinking that type of behavior is okay, that it's okay to put hands on a woman. So it's a really, really dangerous thing when, people are in those type of situations. So, but thank you so much for that. The realist sent $9.99 says, I wanted to bring up Making the Band when Diddy told Aubrey that she was replaceable and that it's real lonely if she doesn't submit to what he wanted. You could tell he was controlling then. Yes. And speaking about Making the Band, the realist, who remembers, because they try to scrub a lot of this stuff off the internet. Because I go searching for so many things that I remember that pop up in my head, and sometimes I just can't find it. But do y'all remember, am I tripping, when Diddy and Lorianne got into it really bad? remember, they got into each other's faces. I want to say this was during the Danny D. Kane, when they were, doing the making a band for Danny D. Kane. And they got into it. And he, like, got in her face. It was almost like he was about to hit her. And then they cut the cameras off. Put a teacup if y'all remember that. Because I could not find that clip for nothing. And then remember, she was gone for, like, a whole, like, 2 seasons. And then she came back during day 26. So y'all do remember that. I could not find that clip for nothing. Because they cut the cameras. And then Lorianne was gone. We didn't see her for like 2 full seasons. And then she came back to work with day 26. Yeah, so he was violent back then. But that clip has somehow mysteriously been scrubbed. Yeah, he threw the chair. Somebody said he threw a chair at her. Yeah, they got into it really bad. So, and I think that, yep, he threw the chair. And I think that that's why they don't replay a lot of the Making the Band. Like, it's not in reruns. And Aubrey O'Day talked about that it's very interesting how Making the Band is not on reruns on any station. Because I think if they were to rerun it in this climate that we live in, especially with this generation being so sensitive, so many people would just be canceled. Look how they drag Tyra Banks every 6 months because of an old America's Next Top Model episode goes viral. And then they drag her. So there's no way they could play Making the Band. And we see it now, especially now watching it with adult eyes. It's so disturbing. Remember when I talked about Mysterious? Remember when she broke that glass in her hand and cut her hand? Because she was so upset? Because remember her sister went missing. When she came on the show, she couldn't find her sister. Sister wasn't returning her calls. They ended up finding her sister's body. The sister was murdered. And then Diddy and them told her flat out, we're sorry for the loss of your sister, but if you go to the funeral, you're going to lose your chance. You're going to lose your spot. We have to keep filming. That is messed up. So she chose to stay on Making the Band and try to fight for her place, only to not make it. And when they told her that she wasn't picked and they were going with Babs, well, no, it wasn't Babs. It was Nina at the time because Babs wasn't there yet. It was Nina. Mysterious lost it. Y'all remember put a teacup? Y'all remember Mysterious? And she grabbed that cup and broke that shit with her bare hands. Her hands were bleeding. She was freaking out. And I remember watching that when I was young. Like, oh my gosh, we felt bad for her. But when I went back and I watched as an adult, like that shit broke my heart. Because, when you're young, you're just like, damn, she's bugging. She's tripping. But imagine you're having to choose to go and pay your final respects to your sister who was murdered, or to stay on this show that could potentially change your life. And they still don't choose you, and you weren't even able to go to her funeral. And then remember, after they caught so much backlash, because we didn't have social media back then, but they did catch backlash for that, they brought her back the next season. Remember, they brought her back to save face. Because remember, they brought her back, they brought back Babs, and so they had to go back and forth against Nina. And Nina was no candle to either one of them. So Nina ended up getting the boot. Yeah, that show, they couldn't air that show now with this climate that we have. That's why they don't have reruns. That's why we only see clips, random clips here and there on YouTube. So if anybody has all the volumes, please let me know. Somebody says, where's Farnsworth Bentley? I don't know. And I've met Farnsworth, and when he's a really nice guy. Like, I met him a few years ago. Very nice man, but I don't know. I don't know what to think of any of this foolishness, if he's going to speak up or anything. Because for a while, he was definitely eating off of the whole Diddy train. Remember, he was able to get a spinoff. He was initially like the house mother, like the den mother, even though he's a man. But he was like low-key the den mother for the Making the Band kids. And remember, that spinned off to from G's to Gents. Remember that? Who remembers that show? Like, Diddy was literally making money hand over fist with these reality TV shows in the 2000s. And remember, Bentley was the host of From G's to Gents, where they had all these hood dudes, I don't know, they were like drug dealers. They were crazy. The one guy, Teddy, was a pimp. Then they tried to act like they had morals, and they kicked him off the show for pimping his baby mama. Remember y'all remember Teddy from G's to Gents? Okay, I'm glad y'all remember that show. Remember there was a dude on there named Ted. He was like brown skin, real cute, had braids. And they were going through some type of therapy session. And he admitted to pimping out his baby mama. And they try to get on their moral high horse like, oh, we can't have this on the show. This is too much. He's disrespecting women, this, and that. So now to think back and replay that episode in my head, y'all are mad about this young man in his early 20s pimping out his baby's mother, which is all the way wrong and sick. But Diddy was doing worse to his own baby's mothers and girlfriends. So the irony of that. Yeah, Riff Raff was on that show. That's where we all got introduced to Riff Raff. I don't even think, I've never seen From G's to Gents. I've only seen like little clips. They won't re-air that either. At all. And then that dude was on there. He ended up being in the BMF movie. He came from D's to Gents. He looked like T.I. I forget his name. He got killed in the BMF TV show. But he was on that show back in the day. Yeah, that was the show, though, From G's to Gents. We used to be on there. Like, when I tell you, Bad Boy, they had, like, teenagers and young people in a chokehold throughout the late 90s to the mid-2000s. So we got to really see, like, Puff and what he was about. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, once we got grown, like, nah. We remember the old Puffy. We're not falling for this brother love bullshit. We're not doing that. Yeah, G's to Gents was a crazy show. I know all this nostalgia, Chad. I will have y'all going down memory lane. Y'all know that. Anytime you come to this stream, we are going down memory lane. But I hope that answered your question. So thank you for the super chat. Let's see here. T Oni says, one thing about Lovelyti is you're going to wear a top with cute detail. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. Thank you. Let's see here. Nicole Love says, I've always said that Diddy wasn't shit, but people always want to say, where's the proof? And I would always say, hold on. And I would always tell them everywhere. Yeah. People who want proof, they're just, they want to be willfully ignorant and in denial. There's plenty of proof of his shady behavior. Let's see here. Joshua Alexander sent 10. Says, Puff Daddy in that weak-ass apology look like him waiting. Hold on. Wait, feed a goat, feed a cook. Wait, feed a goat, feed a cook. Diddy, y'all need to spice up your apology, star. Next time, some pepper and seasoning and make them taste good, D. Okay, thank you for my broken patois. Thank you, Joshua. I totally butchered that, but I think I get what you're saying. That his apology was not sincere, and he needs to season it up a lot. He needs to season it up better. So I think I was able to decipher that. So thank you so much. Let's see here. Didi Watson says, Diddy apologizing like Ninja. We don't want to hear that shit. Laugh my ass off. Love you, T. Love you too, and thank you so much. Let's see here. Jachai sent $20. Says, what's up, lovely T? Nothing. What's up with you? Thank you for joining me today. I appreciate it. Thank you for the super chat. Yep, I'm Tiff. Says, him not owning Ciroc is crazy. He definitely had us thinking he owned it. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I told y'all, I was shocked when this whole lawsuit came out and to find out he was literally an influencer, influencing folks to drink and just, guzzle Ciroc. I mean, that was the drink of the 2000s in the club. Had every flavor. So to find out this man doesn't even own it is insane. It's insane. So, yeah, he's a trip. Let's see here. Minnie689 says, JT, break down the T for Gen Alpha and these Gen Z babies. Of course. We definitely got to let them know what's going on so that way they're not fooled by Brother Love. Auntie Donna says, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Thank y'all. Thank you, Auntie Donna. Yes, y'all. Please hit that like button if you guys are enjoying this stream. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's see here. Autumn McCaddy sent $9.99 says, Aubrey O'Day has been telling us about Diddy for years. Remember, every artist he wanted to sell them back their rights. Everyone signed an NDA except Aubrey O'Day. Yeah. And I was talking about that too. I knew that whole, oh, let me give everybody back their publishing. I knew that was bullshit. I called it out from day one. He's not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. He's doing this because there's something going on behind the scenes, and he doesn't want people to, speak on him. And then Aubrey basically spilled the tea about the NDAs and everything else. And I feel like, with the publishing, it didn't make sense anyways. Because again, a lot of these publishing for these artists, one, he sold a lot of the publishing years ago to Sony and to other musical entities. But so the publishing that he does have left, it's not worth too much. Nobody's waking up today in 2024 and like, oh, let me go listen to like an old school Danny DeCane song or an old school Mace or Case or, just G-Dep song. You might listen to it every now and then, but it's not enough for them to make a whole bunch of revenue off of it. So he already got most of the bulk of the money, and now he's willing to give them back their publishing, which to me is just nonsense. But I know Mark Curry and a few others were like, no, they don't want any publishing from him. So, and I think they were saying they're only going to get like maybe $3, like a month, because a lot of those songs are not streamed anymore. So it definitely didn't make sense. Let's see here. Magpie Sin 5 says Duval made a bunch of sexual jokes about his daughter when she was 11 or 12. I don't trust him either. Oh, wow. I don't know. I don't follow him like that, so I didn't know about the jokes. Let's see here. Yardley Mosin 5 says Cassie should have stayed with Ryan Leslie. She literally left him for a bad boy. Bye-bye, Diddy. Yeah. Unfortunately, women a lot of times will go after that bag. And Ryan Leslie, again, a very talented writer and producer, put in a lot of work for Diddy. And that's how Diddy met Cassie, was through Ryan Leslie. And so, again, Diddy and Drake had that weird energy that they like to go after other people's women. Like women that have been with other famous men. Because he basically snatched Cassie from Ryan Leslie, and she was willing to go. She was definitely a willing participant initially to go off and date Diddy because he was, he was a mogul, compared to Ryan. But just like with Drake, look at all the beef that Drake has with people. It's all behind women. It's all behind him basically, backdooring, no pun intended, his own friends in the industry. Trying to get with their wives, trying to get with their girlfriends. It's weird. It's some type of low self-esteem where like the money, the fame, it's not enough for you. Now I have to fuck Future's girl. I got to try and fuck, Kim Kardashian, Kanye's wife. I had to try and fuck Kylie Jenner, Travis's girl. It's just weird. Even him and Common were beefing at one point in time over Serena. So Drake is a weirdo for that. And so is, they're both Scorpios. I didn't know Diddy was a Scorpio. That makes sense. Because like I said, Sarah Chapman was initially with Tupac. Tupac was dating Sarah Chapman back in the day when she was like 16. So, and then all of a sudden that ends up being Diddy's baby mama. It's weird. Very weird. And Sarah Chapman was friends with Kim as well. They were all friends. Misa, Kim, and Sarah Chapman. And they all have a kid by Diddy. So yeah, the industry is weird. The industry is very, very weird. Somebody said it's called dick envy. Oh, is that what we calling it now, Random Linda? Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Drake messed with one of Lil Wayne's girls too. Yeah. Scorpios can't control themselves. I've never dated a Scorpio. I heard they're freaks. I've never dated one though, so I don't know. But yeah, like it's something weird. It's like a weird energy. I don't know if it's all Scorpio. I don't want to put, paint all Scorpios in a box. But I just find that weird now that y'all listen that they're both Scorpios, that Drake and Diddy do the same thing. It's very strange. Oh yeah, and let me say this real quick. I don't like when people come on my channel and get in their feelings when we have our Zodiac Wars. Like if you're new here, just say you're new. because we had fun. You had people, the last time we did a little Zodiac War, there was folks crying, upset, that I don't really like Pisces like that. Ma'am, I don't know you personally. I'm talking about the 3 Pisces that I don't like. Why are you upset? I'm sure there's a lot of cool Pisces. There are some Pisces I do like. Like Marquis a Pisces, Devin is a Pisces, and Devin's been in my life for like the past 10 years. And we've never had no issues. So like, why do y'all take stuff so personal? And then there was some people else that were writing like, this is not of the Bible. You guys are up here talking about, let us have our fun. It is okay. It is not that serious. And then you got other people like, well, my cousin's a shitty Leo. Not all Leos are good people. Okay, what am I supposed to do, cry? That's your experience with your cousin. Why do y'all get mad? We just be having fun over here. Y'all be taking stuff too serious. I'm like, ma'am, just say you're new. Because you're writing whole dissertations about how, you're a good Pisces and I shouldn't be judging. Like, ma'am, it is not that serious. We just be having fun with the zodiacs. We're not saying that everybody who's a Scorpio is out here, fucking their best friend's man. We're not saying that all Pisces are evil. We're not saying that all Leos are arrogant. We just have fun. That's it. Let us enjoy our Pisces war. Okay? I mean, not Pisces war. Our Zodiac wars. Let us enjoy our stuff. We just be having fun. Y'all be taking stuff serious, child. So they was in here writing whole dissertations. They were like really upset. I'm like, okay, your Leo cousin is mean. What the fuck that got to do with me? Yes, we have fun over here, child. I am a Leo all day. I love my Libras, and I don't like Pisces. Okay? That's just a running joke. Okay? It's not to be taken to heart. There's a lot of, there's some cool ones, but, I've also met some horrible ones. That's all. Y'all be getting mad, honey. Somebody said Gemini season's tomorrow. Okay, well, shout out to all the Geminis. Now, I've dated some Geminis. I have. I've dated some Geminis. So, yeah, shout out to the Geminis. Okay, Miss Diva says, T looking beautiful as always. I love Volume 4, giving you your virtual flowers for such an amazing job. When will you do another true crime story? Thank you so much, sis. I'm not even going to hold you. I don't know. I don't know when I'm going to do another true crime. I have it written. I just need to get time to just shoot it. I do. I've had it written for months, but I just need to shoot it. But thank you. I am glad that you did Volume 4, the Diddy deep dive. So I appreciate that. And I think too, because I've been working on deep dives, you know what I'm saying? More than anything, when I'm not doing live streams and regular videos, that's taking up so much of my time. But I know I do need to drop another true crime. So you're right about that. And I love my theme song for the true crime show too. So I do need to drop one. So thank you, sis. Kirby Wiggins says, let Gen X, Y, and Z, and anyone else keep sucking up to that stank booty Diddy. The next Cassie might not survive. Yeah, it's sad. Nikki Menz said he couldn't even mention Cassie's name. Yup. It's a shame. Maynell Senpai says, karma is real. Have you heard of the story of old people in homes haunted by the ghosts of whose death they caused? You know what? I went down that rabbit hole when I was on the airplane, funny enough. This young man was talking about how he ran into some old white man at a restaurant, and then the white dude put him to the side, because I think he was turning 91, and he put him to the side and said that I used to let black babies burn in fires and I can still hear their screams. And I was shocked. He went viral a few months ago, but I just happened to see the video. And so I went down this rabbit hole of hospice confessions. And it was the creepiest rabbit hole of just old white people admitting to crimes that they did back in, I don't know, the 60s or some shit. Random black kids that they ran over and threw in a lake. And it was very disturbing. They'd be screaming I guess when they're getting ready to die, they would see the ghosts of the black children in the corner. There's a black boy in the room. Ah! Yeah, it was a creepy ass rabbit hole. Somebody said do a video on it. Yeah, it's all these hospice confessions, old people, admitting to stuff that they did, them poisoning their husbands or their wives, or burying their baby in the backyard. It's insane. I didn't even know that people did shit like this, because you always think okay, well, they're just gonna take to the grave with them. But I guess right before they die, they want to confess all their sins. so that way they can still go to heaven. So yeah, it's a really, really creepy rabbit hole. So you're basically saying that karma is real. So Diddy might see the ghost of his past. Is that what you're saying? You never know, because they did say, he may have something to do with Tupac and even Biggie allegedly. So very interesting. Yeah, that's a creepy rabbit hole. Let's see here. Reseller Nurse says, keep up the great work. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Peaches and Sunshine. I like that name. That's cute. Peaches and Sunshine. Sam 499 says, thanks for the live tea. Question for you. Will he snitch or go down with the ship? Well, it depends on if they're going to, what they're going to charge him with. And if he's going to get any real time. So I think when people start looking at, real time and heavy numbers, they sing like a canary. I think the only reason why R. Kelly hasn't really said anything is because he thought that he was going to be able to fight this in court. So I think eventually R. Kelly, might end up singing, but it's really going to depend. But he's the head fish though. So even it's who all can he really snitch on? Because let's say if it was people who work for him, they're going under his directions. So I don't know who else he would take down unless, it's people above him in the industry, like Lucian Granger or something like that to cut a deal with. Let's see here. Nisha 6 says, hey T, did you notice the video where Diddy is filming Cassie hiding under the covers and there were blood spots surrounding her? Ooh. I have seen that video. I think I have it here on TikTok, matter of fact. We can watch it real quick. Ooh, I might have it. I don't know. Hold on. Thought I did. Okay, I do see it here. Okay, let's watch. I didn't know there was blood stains on there. I'm going to watch it real quick. Let me share my screen. Okay. I think this is the video here.
What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the snap. Baby. Yo, baby. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach.
Wait, hold up. I do see the stains. Is that blood stains? It has to be because it looks like here it's kind of like it dripped off. I mean, I can see where people can say it looks like flowers, but I don't know. That's weird. I didn't even notice that before. There's one up here too. Hold up. We're going to watch it again.
What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the snap. Baby. Yo, baby. I mean, shit getting weird. Come on, baby. It's hot outside. You fucking wrapped up in that blanket. Let's go jog on the beach. What you got to say now? What you got to say now? You ain't got shit to say when you put your girl on the.
I think it looks more, I'm looking at it over and over again. It looks more like rose petals or flowers. I think from that one angle, it looked like it could have been blood dripping off the side, but I think it's roses or some type of flower petals. Yeah. I'm not going to add sauce to it. It looked more like flower petals to me the more I kind of watched it. But even still, flower petals aside, it's still kind of disturbing, that she's under that blanket like a 2-year-old hiding from him. So I don't know. It's weird. Just very weird video. X Big Black 415 sent $5. Says every celeb that defends him in this situation needs to be on a watch. They need to be on a watch list. I agree. There's a lot of celebrities still that elite circle still making excuses for him. Okay, hold on. B. Hallette says he has a back tattoo of LZ Donter. Who is LZ Donter? Hold on, let me Google. I don't know who that is. Hold up, let me Google. I never heard of LZ Donter. is a main lower spirit in Haitian voodoo. That's on Diddy's back? Hold on, y'all. They in here spilling some tea. Let me share my screen. I've never. It's a Haitian deity. I only know some of like the Nigerian Orishas. I've never heard of this deity. Let me share my tab. Elidanto is the main loa or senior spirit of the Petro family in Haitian voodoo. She is the manifestation of Uzoli, the deity, the divinity of love. It's said that Elidanto has a dark complexion and is maternal in nature. Okay, let me put in Diddy. That's how much I do not look at this man's body. Oh my God, you're really Haitian, so is Diddy. 9 years ago. Hold on. Oh. I've never seen that tattoo a day in my life. Wow. Okay, hold on. Let me share the tab. Okay, there it is. I've never seen this tattoo a day in my life. I really don't pay this man's body, looks, any attention. That's a big ass tattoo of a deity. Huh. So now, okay, so there's some articles on this. Okay, so this article is saying Diddy's LZ Danta tattoo leads to speculations that he's been cursed for alleged misdeeds. What? The Haitian spirit is known for protection of women and children. Wow. A resurfaced photo of Diddy's full back tattoo of the Haitian spirit, LZ Danter, has led to wild speculations online. Many had theorized that Diddy's recent legal troubles are a result of angering the voodoo spirit, which represents the divinity of love, but has also been likened to an angry mother by some anthropologists. Due to Diddy's alleged victims being women and children, some believe that Ezidante is working against the Bad Boy founder as a form of retribution. Wow. Huh. Also, he must have, so it's updated since 9 years ago. So this is most recent. I didn't know he had any of these tattoos on his back. I'd pay him no mind. The tattoo on Diddy's back is LZ, or Elise, LZ Danter. If you're Haitian or practice the religion, you already know what's up. Huh. Again, remember everybody was sending him Christian prayers. He got a whole voodoo spirit on his back. That's why I said earlier, y'all don't know what God is he praying to. Y'all don't know if he's praying to a Christian God, if he's a voodoo practitioner. Not knocking, I'm just saying y'all never know what God these people are praying to. Yeah, thank you so much for that. Who sent that super chat? Hold up. It just disappeared. I think it was HB. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Bihalet. Because I think Bihalet is you're Haitian. So thank you for that. Yeah, I had no idea about that tattoo at all. I've never seen that before in my life. So that is very interesting. Again, dabbling in stuff that he don't know nothing about. He probably got it thinking too, like, oh, I'm changing my name to Love, and she's about love, not realizing like how deep these spiritual systems go. And like they say, like we wrestle not just against things that are in the physical, but spiritual things and principalities. So he might have tapped into something as well. I'm going to read a few more super chats. I'm going to get ready to go because I've been on here for 2 hours. 7 o'clock. Time be flying when we have a good time when we're on here. It goes by so quick. Okay, Adley T says, T, isn't it interesting how Tiana Taylor collabs with Diddy and now she's getting divorced? She's an admitted freak too. I think something is there. That's a good point. I remember a few years ago when they were going on that hobo threesome tour and they kept going on the Breakfast Club and just, telling all their business. I'm like, this is not cute. Like, why are you telling everybody what you and Amon Shumpert are doing behind closed doors? Like, who cares? And everybody was excusing it, and it's all good. She can do whatever she wants to do, but it wasn't the public's business. Now we see, fast forward a few years later, not only are they divorced, now Iman's he's a narcissist. He don't want to help take care of the kids. They have a really nasty divorce going on now. So again, y'all can do all these freaky shit to these men and bring people into your bedroom. That does not mean that that's going to keep them. There has to be more there than just the sex. Let's see here. Oh, hold on. TK sent $9.99. What's up, TK? She says, hey T, please congratulate my girlfriend and OG tea sipper, Carnita, on her new job as a financial controller. She's been killing it, and she's the reason that I'm a tea sipper. We love you, T Discord gang. Thank you so much, and congratulations to your girlfriend, TK. So thanks for coming through. And I know it was you that tagged me in that Diddy video yesterday, on Friday. Had my mind blown, for real. So, but thank you so much, and congratulations once again. Let's see here. Who is this here? Okay, Kit Finn says Diddy already put out a video before the apology saying names. If he's going down, he's taking people with him. I didn't hear about that. Now, I did find it funny that DJ Academics was hooping and hollering the other day, talking about, if he goes down, he's taking people with him too. He's naming names. And I'm like, what kind of fuck shit are you involved in that you have to take people down with you? Like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not doing any dirt, who's there to take down? And if you know that people are doing dirt, why are you waiting until you get caught up in some stuff to holler that you'll take people down? It's just weird. So I don't know what that's about. Oh, snaps. Moneybag Mo's in the building, y'all. All I see is the money bags. Thank you so much, Mo. You know what's so funny? We were in the club the other night, and the song came on, and I was like, oh, Moneybag Mo. They're like, no, that's Moneybag Yo. It was like a Moneybag Yo song came on. I kept saying Moneybag Mo's playing. So now I just equate Moneybag Yo to Moneybag Mo at this point. But thank you so much, sis. She sent $499.99. Wow. Thank you for always coming to my streams and just showing love and, just blessing me every time you come. So thank you, sis. I appreciate you. And I hope you will be at my 1 million subscriber party. So I definitely want you to come. I want to meet you. You know what I'm saying? I want to show you a good time. So, and she probably do be coming to my party and I don't even know it's her, because she's so quiet with it. She just drops, you know what I'm saying? She drops a bag and then she's out of there. So I appreciate you, Mo. I do. Let's see here. May Nell says a problem with the black virgin is you need to represent the white one too, or it will cause chaos. I think you must be talking about the Haitian thing, because I don't know what that means. Let's see here. Let me see if I haven't missed anybody else. I think I got everything for the most part. Make sure I got everything I needed to talk about. See if there's any updates here before I go. Has anything else been said? The game recalls the time he says people were planning to set up Drake in Los Angeles. Yeah, we don't care. Boosie badass. Yeah, Boosie's real quiet. I've noticed he hasn't really said anything about the beating video. Probably because he be putting hands on feet on people and be talking to his daughter crazy. Who knows? It's funny that all the ones who usually comment on everything viral, they're quiet. They don't have a lot to say on this. Very interesting. Okay, I think I got everything, you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready to get up out of here. This has been a wonderful stream. Don't even feel like I've been on here for 2 hours. But I thank you guys so much for coming to the stream and spending time with me today on this Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please make sure you guys hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel as well. And again, I showed you guys at the beginning of the stream how to get to the deep dives. So in case you had any questions on that. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and get ready to log out of here. All right. I love you guys. Talk to y'all later.